Hey everybody, it's me, Milo slash Vox, face parts. This is not going to be the most eloquent video I've ever seen, but I wanted to record it. Like, I could not sleep last night, and so I wanted to sit down and record this. So, let me reassure all of you anxious beings out there. Everything's fine. I should move my mic closer to my face. Boop. There we go. Everything is fine. Everything's good. And, like, no matter what, I am not going to stop streaming. And like I haven't known how to talk about this at all. I haven't known how to explain this or approach this. And like the most important thing to me at the end of the day is I want to keep doing what I've been doing and streaming and making content, I guess, like as much as I can. And I don't want to expect anything from all of you for it. You know, I don't want there to be some kind of expectation that you have to, give a certain amount or anything like that. Like, above all else, showing up is so much. It's more than enough. And so I'm going to try and figure out how to say what I want to say, and I'm going to do my best here. Basically, we're kind of a little bit at a crossroads, and I think like I'm making this video because I want to communicate that a little more clearly. I want to be direct with you all about like where my head is at, and like, just be honest and genuine with you all, which is, part of what I included in the content survey. For anyone that didn't know, I did a content survey a little while back in the Discord. You can still go fill it out if you'd like to. And one of the things that I asked is, how would you feel if Vox essentially like started kind of increasing some of their like sub goals, or like set a goal on, I'm going to say Ko-fi. We're going to compromise. Coffee people. I like saying Ko-fi, but we'll say Ko-fi. Like that more reflects like what I would need to keep streaming as like a part-time or full-time thing. And I got really good support for it on the content survey. So I kind of tentatively set a goal on the Ko-fi. And I wanted to see maybe like if, we could meet that and how things would go. And here's the thing is like, I think I'm going to say this now, and I'm going to try and not say it too many times in the video, but like however things go is going to be fine. And I am going to be fine. It's also one of the reasons why like I don't want to necessarily have like a big ask, because ultimately like, I am starting to get charged rent this month, and I have to figure out what that looks like. But like, ultimately, like, I am not in danger of like losing my roof or my food. Like, I will have my basic needs met. I will be okay. And like, I will also personally, emotionally be okay with however things go. And unfortunately, like, with financial situations changing, like I can't keep doing what I'm doing at the rate that I'm doing and be the person that I am on stream. And so like, just for a little bit of transparency, I was looking at the numbers last night, and I am still like, since moving, I've been, and this was true before I moved, but like, especially since I've moved, I've been doing about 20 to 25 hours a week. I've usually been streaming about 20 hours a week on stream, which has been a little extra because of mutual aid, but I also do each week like a few hours of work on stream, work on the stream, off the stream. So, and I was looking at like how things were looking for this month, and the payout that I'm going to get for Twitch in another couple weeks for this month is looking to be about $300, which is amazing. It's like that's more than I could ever once have expected, and it's not that I expect it. That's incredible. It's amazing. And it's not a part-time job. It's just not. It's a hobby right now, and it's a hobby that I love, and that's part of why I'm making this video, is because oh my god, I love you all so much. I love this community. I love streaming, and no matter what, I'm not going to just turn my back on it. I have so much passion about this. Like, streaming is one of the only things I've ever found in recent years that like I am forcing myself to go to bed, and like I wake up the next day so excited to stream. Also, we're not gonna cry. I promised myself I was not gonna cry this whole video. So we're being strong. And so it's one of those things of like, I don't want this video to even end up being a direct ask, because at the end of the day, like, the most important thing to me is that y'all take care of yourselves, right? Like, I want all of you to meet your needs and wants, like, for you first. And like, just all the positive vibes and like, you know, this isn't me going, it's more of me, I think, just trying to explain that there's a certain reality, which is that I can't keep with where, you know, like, I have to start paying rent, and I have to also start, you know, maybe saving money, ideally, God forbid. Like, I'm facing certain financial realities and trying to figure out my future, and I need to be, between everything that I do, making a full-time amount of money. And so I didn't explain it in quite this way, but I've kind of put the Ko-fi up as like a test to see, do I think I could get away with like having a part-time job and having that supplemented by streaming? Essentially, financially, would it be enough? And the answer is right now, no, not at all. And that's okay. That's the biggest thing I want to express, is that's okay. That's totally fine. You know, like, I'm not, it's all good. And that means that, like, I'm currently looking at full-time positions. And there are amazing people who like stream, who like manage to do like 3 streams a week on top of working full-time. Like, you know who you are. You're like, I don't know how you do it. That's not me. I really wish it was, but I mean, I've had some degree of just chronic fatigue for probably a couple of years now, really since I got COVID. And it's not getting better. And the reality is that, like, you know, if I get a full-time job, streams will probably be twice a week at most, realistically. And again, that's, you know, like, I will try to keep up with that, and I will try to do what I can. But I guess I want to give you all as a community a heads up about the fact that it's very likely that my ability to make quantity of content, and also that the quality of that content, because I'm just putting a lot of energy elsewhere, is probably going to suffer. Like, unfortunately, like, what we have on the other side won't be what we have now. I don't know that I can bring quite the same energy to a lot of my streams. I don't, you know, it's things are going to be up in the air, and things are going to be different. And I have to say, like, I don't think that my content will be as good as it is now. I mean, not that we're at the golden standard at the moment, but you get my point. So, you know, I wanted to kind of be very open about that fact. And I guess to in some ways say, you know, I want to make Ko-fi more worth it. I got some really good ideas last night from some folks about like how to add on more incentives to it. But I'm also stuck in this place right now of like, I don't want to put, in the best way possible, I don't want to put more work into something that people don't either have the interest or resources, and either one is okay, to support. Like, you know, if people are not really interested at all in Ko-fi, and like, you know, or they're not able to contribute to that, I don't want to like spend too much time on it, I guess, if that makes sense. And, you know, and like, it's also just hard because like there's Twitch subs and those are great, but I don't want to, for supporting me and for kind of keeping like streams going, it's not the best route. The cut is really bad. So anyway, I've been rambling for too long. I'm looking at the time on this video. This video is too long, and I have definitely not said everything that I've wanted to say in this video in absolutely the correct way, but this is just me getting my thoughts out there. I'm probably going to type up a version of this that is the way that I want to say it exactly, so feel free to keep an eye out for that. But bottom line is something... this was the way that someone put it, and I hate, like, I kind of hate putting it this way, but it's kind of true. Something is going to have to change in the next month or so, because I have to be able to support myself and take care of myself, and I am working with a limited amount of time and energy. And I am okay with whatever that is. And I think that whatever that is, hopefully, I truly think that we can get through it together as a community, whatever that looks like. And so that's the thing, like, you know, the bottom line is that, like, you know, I am okay with whatever happens, and I will keep going with streaming in whatever capacity I can, no matter what happens. And because so many of my discussions about this have been relegated to, you know, the vent channel or just little moments on stream because I'm hesitant to talk about it, I don't really ever want to ask y'all directly for money. I don't want to do that. I just don't want to. But I thought that, like, it would be worth it, and I was convinced that it would be worth it, more accurately, to just, like, really upfront, like, post a thing and kind of talk to everyone and be like, hey, in case you haven't caught one of these little mini convos, this is where things are at. So, you know, I guess all I would say is please take care of your own needs and wants first. And there is no pressure. There is no pressure. You can always, no matter what, show up to streams. You do not have to subscribe. You do not have to do anything. Or you don't even have to show up to streams. Like, you can not show up to streams for a month and show up, and I'll be so happy to see you. Like, I do not want this to be a stream community and environment where, like, y'all feel like pressure. Like, it is more than enough for me if y'all show up. I want to impress that beyond a shadow of a doubt in this video. So, like, if you take nothing else away, please take away that, like, first of all, as a person, you are enough. As a viewer, you are enough. As a community member, you are, like, you are more than enough. And, like, none of this has anything to do with that. And I'm a person and I'm getting bills, and I just literally can't afford to keep putting 25 hours a week into something that is currently kind of paying for itself, but also not really. So, like, you know, and again, I don't want to sneeze at, like, the amount that I, like, am getting right now. It is, I'm not ungrateful for it at all. I am more grateful than I can say. And the reality is just with, you know, the time and money that I've put in personally, like, you know, getting my model, getting emotes, getting everything else, like, this is where we're at. So yeah, this isn't me trying to, like, say anything bad. This isn't me trying to make anyone feel like they're not doing enough. This isn't me saying in any way that, like, y'all as a community in any way are not enough. It's just me expressing that I want to prepare everyone, in case anyone didn't know, for the reality that, like, something is going to have to change. And, like, I mean, I'm not trying to make this, like, an ultimatum, so I'm hoping it doesn't come across this way, but there are kind of two realities here, which is, one is that, like, it, you know, I get a signal of some kind that people are able and willing to financially support the channel to an extent that I can keep going, putting more time into it, and, like, continuing to improve things and add more incentives to Ko-fi and things like that, or that's not the case, and either one is completely okay. Like, whatever happens, it is okay. So anyway, I'm rambling, but take care of your own needs first. Let me know if you have questions. Feel free to DM me or message me in the server. And I didn't want to cry or anything in this video because I want this to still be a positive video. It's just me trying to be a little bit more direct about where my head is at, where things are at for me personally, which is, you know, like, the current goal that I set on Ko-fi was a little bit of a test to see, like, you know, can we get there? And we haven't. And we're not close. And that's okay. And unless that kind of changes, it's a signal to me that I'm just going to have to work full time. And that's okay. It's something that I'm capable of doing. But I wanted to prepare you all for the fact that it is going to affect significantly, knowing me. It's just with the amount of energy that I usually have on a daily basis, it's going to significantly affect my quality and consistency and frequency of streams. And I'm sorry. I wish that there was another way around it, but yeah. Okay. I've talked awkwardly in this camera for long enough. This is why I don't record videos. I love you all so much. I appreciate you all so much. And this is, like, super weird to throw in at the end of this. I'm still processing it. It, like, doesn't even feel real to me. Like, in my mind, like, we're still at 500. Thank you for 1.5K. What the fuck? Thank you all so much. I have to figure out a milestone, but we're going to come up with something. And yeah, bottom line, I love you all so much. I appreciate you all so, so, so much. And no matter what happens, we are still going to be lotls together. So, all right. See you soon.